You gotta come over a little bit. Ah. Did you grind it out today? Did you? And today's gonna be I've done something or you've done something and it's your turn. And I'm waiting for you to finish something so then I can begin something. And that is essentially what Tabitha and her husband did, because when she made that promise to him, I'm gonna retire you, which is a very ballsy thing to say to a man. You know what I'm saying?
But it's something he wanted.
But that's what I'm saying, because he wanted to follow, but he really wanted. I think it's coaching. If I'm correct. Yeah. So he's already taken steps to do that thing, which again, Williams probably did not know. Just run at the mouth, making a headline. And the fact that she was able to do it and then announce it, because again, her following already knew probably what the plan was anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I knew. And even like I wasn't really familiar with Tabitha Brown, I knew what her.
But you understood like what the goal was. But
yeah,
going back to the whole like I hope love finds you, because Wendy Williams is always speaking, especially when it comes to relationships, out of her pain.
And that's what it is. She was speaking. It was clearly, even though she said Tabitha Brown name, it wasn't about Tabitha. It was about her and her hurt. Yeah, it really wasn't about her.
Yeah, because after she said what Tabitha was gonna do, the next thing she said was, see how that happened, what happened to me.
Yeah.
And you trying to like deflect all this nonsense and negativity about your life on somebody else, thinking it's gonna be some sort of like, synchronous path to how we can now judge our relationships.
She's definitely spoke out of hurt, because I was like, is she about to cry? I thought absolutely she would speak out of her. So that's why Tabitha's response was even better, because she had the discernment and saw that was out of her. She was speaking out of her, like you heard her heart cry. So for Tabitha to take it like that and really, because sometimes there's people out here who say this is my brand, and then it's like, but this is who I am.
Yeah.
At that time, it seems like her brand and who she is was together.
And on the real, like that's how it really should be.
Absolutely, but we know.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
some people out here can't tell that they have a tattoo or they're in a relationship because their brand doesn't allow them to do that.
A tattoo?
Yes. You forgot there was some people who was hiding their tattoos.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't get the correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
can't
definitely.
Be who you are because you're trying to sell records. You're trying to be whatever for that. So you need people to buy you, and people won't buy your merch or your whatever you do if you don't present this character.
Yeah, because you got to be who you are for your core audience. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
So not knowing who she is, but it sounds like this is who she is. Anytime you can come back like that, and it was so graceful. It was like she sung a lullaby. Like it was so happy and so peaceful. It was like, and that was a good read. It was like she didn't teach a class. It was so genuine. Like she might have sat down and prayed before that.
Possible.
Yeah, I was just really, but even go back. Sometimes we have to be careful, even us giving advice or soliciting advice, because sometimes we can do it out of our own pain.
For real, and that's the great, because the funny thing is, especially when you have an agreement with somebody, like let's just use us because we know us. You was trying to do what? You was on the path to get your LCSW, because Kesha is a licensed clinical social worker. You know what I'm saying? Jones, LCSW. License. CEUs is up. You know what I'm saying? Fully realized. Anyway, tax ID. So when .com. So when we was on your path. And your path took a really long time.
Really long
You know what I'm saying?
time.
Because of situations and setbacks.
Started again.
And yeah, it just was a lot. It was
go back to when I was in grad
yeah.
school.
I don't even want to go that far back, but it was a lot of. There's a lot of days, a lot of driving, a lot of sitting in parking lots in the cold with kids. It was a
lot of crying.
a lot of crime, a lot of consoling. There was a lot of things.
Focus on trying to get
on just one person.
And it was like Gilligan.
The way in which you help somebody could be it can be ineffective. Like you can be going super hard, think you're doing the right thing. But in the end, it was like, like my whole approach was wrong. The way I went about it was totally wrong. Or the person just didn't really want my help at the time.
Have you ever known me being in a situation like
that? Yeah.
Person didn't want my help?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Me. That person would be.
I'm mad.
Person would be me. You know what I'm saying?
That don't even make a difference.
It really should.
The words say "help me." So whether you want my help, I was designed to help you.
And okay, so basically, you're reaffirming what I'm trying to say,
which is
the way in which I need the help. You may not be giving it the way that I can receive it.
I get that. So something's wrong with the way you receive it, and so you're not receiving
no,
my help.
You're really trying to screw my words. That's not what I said.
I ain't trying to screw your words.
Yes, you are, yo. That's not what I said. What I said was the way in which you're trying to help me isn't the way that I receive that help. And you then said, basically, I don't understand how you're trying to help me. And
yeah,
that's not the case.
It sounds about the same to me. But even Rashad, when it comes now, I feel like if someone else does it, you received it instantaneous. I can mimic the same things like, nah, that's not it. Like what? And then someone else say like 2 minutes later, it's like, that's it. Say that's not true.
And you do the same thing too.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Girl.
I be thinking of consideration, and then somebody else might say, I'm like, oh, that's confirmation. I'm really supposed to move. You would act like I didn't even say it.
Like, did you really just throw consideration and confirmation together?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
That noise up,
that's what it is. I would got a confirmation of the allocation.
Can you silence that? Like,
it is silent.
No, it's not.
Don't call my
phone. Yeah.
Don't call out my phone.
Yeah,
see, like that. Like that's a perfect example.
Nah,
I didn't want your help.
No, I don't want it being in recorded noise.
So, what's your question?
My question is, why can't you help me the way I need to be helped?
Because sometimes the way some minds that you need to be helped is not that. Sometimes you can be very linear in thought. And it's like, okay, how about you got to think about all these things around you and you focus on one thing, but you're leaving out the other things that need to come into play. So both of us can have that mindset. You know me, my thought is, I always think about what happened, A, B, C, D happens. Rashad is like, this is A and we're going to run with it.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes I receive, because mom's like, well, what happened if A doesn't work? How about have you tried this? And like, what? Why would you say A don't work? That you just speaking negative. No.
Yeah.
I'm just used to have a plan and the backup plan for those plans.
Yeah, and I'm really accustomed to having a plan because I have done the research already. I feel like I have gone through those steps of I don't need another plan. This is the plan.
And it helps because in both perspectives, because how many times the A didn't come through. So it's like, oh, thank God you got a B plan. So we were not left out here. Or sometimes it's like, dang, I'm glad A ran off. You know, it was a hit. But still, then maybe we can put B and incorporate it with A to make it even bigger. So to me, I'm always, and maybe that's even just the control aspect. I want to be able to have a plan and control. Rashad is kind of like, let nature take its course. It's going to be okay. And I'm more like, let me help nature. Let me have a plan. I'll just stick by saying, like, never put all your eggs in one basket. let's spread this around. And Rashad's like, if that basket is a moneymaker, put it in.
Yeah, my reason has always been, this is the plan.
Yeah.
There is, like, this is the way. You know, like that's really it. And that's how I live. And fortunately and unfortunately, that's how I've lived the majority of my life.
So when it don't go through, you like, man,
yeah,
that's the plan.
Whatever, yo, gotta try something different.
Yeah, but with me, Plan B's already ready to be fired up.
Yeah, I don't. It's for me. I really. How can I put this? For example, when I went to college, I only wanted to go to one college, and that was Norfolk State. My whole degree to go. Only one college, because that's what I wanted to do. I saw it. I saw them. I wanted to march in the band. Shout out to my Legion, which I did. That was the only option. In retrospect, a lot of kids will cast the widest net as possible. They'll try to apply to 20 different colleges and see, you know what I'm saying, which one accepts them or which one they want to go to, which one they get the most money from. For me, it was like, nah, I just want to do this. My parents really they weren't really down with me going to Norfolk State because they thought it was like, you know, party school and me out there just like wilding. But I really didn't care what they said because the only place that I wanted to go to and I was going to was Norfolk State, and that's what happened. So that's like confirmation bias for me with me having a plan and me seeing that plan through.
But even look, okay, Norfolk State, even your description, you want to go to Norfolk State, you want to go in the band. How about the educational part?
When it's something that you've always wanted, you yearn for, it's a core desire of yours, you're gonna work it out as long as you can because this is something that I've wanted. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you being this person and you envision your wedding day, you envision your honeymoon, you envision growing together, you envision family, rearing children, graduation. You know what I'm saying? All these events, and then you get to the moment where it's there, and then you place your trust in other people's hands, and then it's all shot to ish before it even starts.
But see, but that's even thing. You imagine these events. What happened to the daily stuff? You imagine events, and that's another problem is when you're dating or is something for potential. Potential may never come through. So even I'm marrying somebody because I have potential. That is the worst situation to get in a potential ship. Because while you have this potential for this person might not ever have that thought of I wanted to be that.
Sure.
So you holding out, and that's the same thing. You holding out for this person to be your dream. That person never wanted to be your dream and don't even know what your dream looked like.
Yeah, but I'm sure that Zach's dream wasn't Michaela going off for some dumb stuff.
No, I wouldn't say that either. But other than them, no one had a plan of what marriage really is, other than having kids and having a family and going on trips. There wasn't a plan of like, okay, let's talk about finances. Have you ever had a a lot of that stuff, and they weren't allowed to. Also, going back, they weren't allowed to really expect because it's a social experiment. But I feel a lot of it is a fantasy of how, and a lot of them said it like now they're married. It's like, Dad, this is nothing like I thought. Because you going on that trip might be once a year. So you have to live
if
until
that.
Right, you having kids. You might find out that the person you all can't have kids together.
Or having kids really sucks and you don't even want to be a parent anymore.
Right. So it is, or you all haven't come to agreement if you want to have kids at all.
Yeah.
So it's more to that. Also, I think part of this social experiment, you really have to know yourself. And that's even with dating. You really have to know yourself. And a lot of them have said, I thought, and they would say like, I like this, but when they get what they ask for, they're like, oh, I found out I don't like it. But this is specifically, you say, I'm this person, this is who I'm at, this is what I like it. And then they give that, some of them that have actually given that to them, they're like, I don't like this.